Hello and good day, Pre-Algebra. Today we are covering 68 and dipping into Objective 69 a little bit as well. Talking about the differences between theoretical probability and experimental probability. And theoretical, when you start something with in theory, you're explaining what should happen. So theoretical probability is what should happen based on mathematical calculation. Okay, theoretical probability is what should happen based on mathematical calculation. But like we talked about, that would be boring if everything happened exactly the way it should. Okay, you could calculate the outcome of your life, which maybe might give you a sense of security, but would also be extremely boring. Okay, so we are going to look at what happens in the theoretical versus the experimental. So experiment number one, flipping a coin. It says theoretically, if you flip a coin 50 times, how many times should you get heads? In theory, Aiden, 25 times, right? 50% of the time. The probability of getting one head is 50%. So if you flip a coin 50 times, in theory, you should get heads 25 times. How many students do we have here today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so fill in 21 for how many students are in your math class present and accounted for today. If each of you flip a coin 50 times, how many total flips would that be? 21 kids, 50 flips each. Leah? How'd you come up with that? 50 times 21? 50 kids per class, or 50, yeah, 1,050. Okay, 50 times 21, 50 flips per 21 kids. And theoretically, if there are 1,050 total flips, how many heads should come up? Aiden? Exactly half, 525. We are going to test that theory. I'm going to give each of you a shiny or not so shiny quarter. Again, this came from my kids' college fund, so please don't steal it. And you are going to flip the quarter 50 times and record your results in the boxes here. How many heads you get, how many tails you get. Okay? Questions on that? All right, this should not take too long. I'll pause the video until we're done, and we'll talk about results in a little bit. All right, we are back. We are done flipping. You should have your data filled out here, a total of 50 flips for heads and tails. And what I want you to do now is I want you to fill in this section here, which is going to be different for all of you. How many heads did you flip, and how many tails did you flip? Okay, the two numbers that you write in there should add up to 50. If they don't, then you either came up short or you flipped some extra time. So fill in that section there. I can see why we are still flipping. How many heads did you flip and how many tails did you flip? And then compare your results to the theoretical probability. Remember, we said that in theory, you should get 25 heads and 25 tails. How many people, just by show of hands, actually got 25 heads and 25 tails? So all of you theoretically should have, only 2 of you did, which means that the other 19 of you did something that shouldn't have happened. Okay? That's the difference between theoretical versus experimental. We actually tried the event. We experimented, and we found that what should have happened in most cases actually didn't. Experiment number 2, and this one I doubt you'll finish in class today, so this will be your homework. Whatever you don't finish, do it at home. But theoretically, if you roll a die 120 times, how many times should each number come up? in theory. 6-sided die. Rolled 120 times. How many times should each number theoretically come up? Yeah. 20 times, right? 120 divided by 6 numbers equals 20. There are still 21 of you in the class. No one has decided to leave since 5 minutes ago. If each of you roll a die 120 times, how many total rolls would that be? 21 students times 120 rolls is 2,520 total rolls. John?
We can leave the class.
No. Theoretically, how many times should each number be rolled? If there are 2,520 total rolls, divide that by 6. Theoretically, each number should come up exactly 420 times. Do you think that is actually going to happen? Probably not, but we shall see how close we get. So your job now and your homework is to roll a die 120 times. I will give each of you, I think I have enough here to give each of you 2 of them, so you can roll 2 at once. That'll kind of shorten up your time there. But just like you did with the coin, record your results. And for this one, be very careful that you don't go above or below 120. We're still using 21 kids. Okay, exactly 120 rolls. You may start rolling. I'll pause the video and hand out. All right, folks, we got about a minute left. If you didn't finish, make sure you finish it up tonight. Our data is not going to look the same unless all 21 of you finish this up tonight. So find a board game, take out the dice, roll whatever you need to roll to finish this up. And we'll talk about the data and the results tomorrow. So until then, that's how you math.